Now, moving to another problem, here we have the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has threatened to disrupt the forthcoming party's primaries in Abuja. The students' body disclosed this in a statement titled End Asuu Strike or Forget Political Activities in Abuja, signed by its president, Sunday Asefon. The country's two major political parties, the All Progressives Congress APC and People's Democratic Party PDP, have scheduled their respective primaries for this month in Abuja.
Well, NANS, however, said no primaries will take place until the federal government ended Asu's 66-day-old strike. Joining us this morning is the NANS National PRO, Victor Ezinagu. Welcome to Breakfast Central.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Now, your union has taken a stance concerning the upcoming party primaries in Nigeria. Why has this become necessary at this time?
Well, it's not, it is obvious to everybody that the government has, or the politicians have grown adamant as regards to the future and the well-being of Nigerian students. We cannot be talking about party primaries when our institution has been closed for months. It means it's obvious that they are not placing priority to education, to the future of Nigeria. Rather, they are placing priority to their political interests. As such, we can't sit at home and watch people go for primaries and talk about next election against considering next generation of people, of Nigeria. So to us, we see that the government and the political class are not being, they are insincere to our people. They are insincere to Nigerian students. They are insincere to this country. They are heartless to the country, to the nation. Imagine what the impact between FG and Asuu. Asuu is requesting for about 1 billion. Imagine we've seen where political parties are buying presidential funds for 100 million, 50 million, and people are dishing out this money without difficulties. And yet, the political class cannot call for a stakeholder meeting, sit and decide the future of this country. We know that education is the bedrock of every nation. So since they've chosen not to give heed to education, all of them are in their 60s, 50s, 60s, and almost getting to their retirement age. And they don't want to consider our own future. So we will not allow them to hold anything, political activities in Abuja. There shall be no political primaries if they don't find a lasting solution to resolve the strike, the impact between FG and Asuu. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Now, we know that the strike has been ongoing since the 14th of February, and it dates far back to 2009 when there's been several non-implementation of negotiations between Nigerian workers or Nigerian university workers and the government. What would you say? Give us a picture of what it's like to be a Nigerian student who has been affected by the Asuu strike.
You see, in fact, we're no longer proud of calling ourselves Nigerian students because you cannot bid for a course for a course that will last for 4 years and you end up spending 6 years. For a course that will last for 7 years or 5 years, you end up spending 7, 8 years. It is no longer convenient to people. It is more like disarranging or disorganizing our life plans and our activities. Imagine there's a bottleneck for NYSC, so that the moment you're above 30, you can no longer go for NYSC. And yet, if you gain admission when you were 25, studying a 4 years course, believing that at 29 you should leave the institution to enable you to be able to partake in the NYSC. With the current situation in Nigeria, even at 31, you're not even ready. You're not even sure of graduating. And yet, when you go out there to look for a job, a lot of restrictions are placed. One, if you have an exemption letter, you're kept one side. If you're above 30, you're kept one side. You know, this kind of stuff. So it is not easy. It's happening to us. It is very, very unfortunate.
Well, we can only imagine that. And well, let's ask. I mean, this is much more like the proverbial saying that goes thus: that a child that doesn't want the mother to sleep, that child as well will not sleep. And we believe that has made you of course, the PRO speaking to us, and of course, NANS in totality to disrupt the political primaries. But do you think this will be possible?
Possible. Yes, it is going to be possible.
Okay, beyond it being possible, do you think it would actually affect the exact change that you want?
Of course, since we've tried dialogue, we've used both the religious leaders to mediate, and there's no result. So we're now left to obey our last C. We have a 3C mantra: consultation, consolidation, and confrontation. We've consulted, we've tried to consolidate, and since it's not working. The last thing we have now is to confront the authorities. Both Asuu and FG, they must look for a way. They are apparent during their time in school. Their academic activities were not disrupted the way they are disrupting ours. So they must find a lasting solution, a common ground to call off the strike. So,
all right, thank you very much, Victor Ezenagu, for joining us. We're afraid that's all we can take for now. And we do hope that the strike is called off soon enough, so in your words, you can actually be proud to call yourself a Nigerian student. Thank you very much. Joe, it's quite tough because he did mention the fact that there are some limitations that are being placed on going for NYSC, and it's beyond that. You find that even employers, you come out and they're saying they want someone under the age of 25 or someone under the age of 26. These restrictions are not possible because of the incessant strikes. I've been in school where in a year I had 7-month strike, and at some point you forget what you were taught in school. By the time you get back, it's like you're starting afresh. Yeah. These conversations need to be had.
A very bad experience that anyone must have had, and coincidentally it starts looking like it's normal.
Yes, it's
now normal. Oh yeah, what year do you want to finish school? I want to finish school in 5 years time, and people start laughing at you
because it takes about 7 years.
You really don't understand where you're living. And we get that plight. We understand where Victor is coming from, but the question really is, are they able to stop the primaries or disrupt it? Because that's what they're about to do. They're trying to make sure that every means possible they must be listened to.
And if they are able to disrupt the primaries, will it affect the change that they want? We hope that the government does take into account the importance of education, because like they say, education is the bedrock of any nation, and our students, it's important that they get back to school and wrap up their education. But that's all that we can take for now. It's time for us to go over to the sporting industry and let's see what's happening in the world of sports. Please don't go away.